Picture this. You're cruising down the highway when a fellow rider extends their arm and points down at the pavement. Do you know what they're trying to tell you? This simple gesture could save your life. Today, we're breaking down every hand signal you need to know before you throw a leg over that bike. From the basics that could keep you legal to the secret signals that'll make you part of the brotherhood. Number 10. The comfort stop signal, when nature calls. Let's start with a signal that'll save you some embarrassment on those long group rides. When you see a rider extend their left arm and pump their fist up and down, they're telling the group they need a comfort break. Yeah, it might look a bit suggestive, but this universal signal has been keeping riders comfortable since group riding became a thing. The beauty of this gesture lies in its unmistakable clarity. There's no confusing what someone needs when they're making this motion. Some groups develop variations, like pointing to the seat area or making a more subtle downward gesture, but the pumping fist remains the gold standard across America. The practicality of this symbol goes beyond just bathroom breaks. It covers any comfort need, stretching cramped muscles, adjusting gear, checking that mysterious rattling sound, or just taking a breather from intense concentration. Long-distance riders know that comfort directly impacts safety. When you're uncomfortable, your attention drifts, reaction times slow, and mistakes happen. That's why experienced touring groups build regular comfort stops into their rides, usually every hour or 75 miles, whichever comes first. The etiquette around this signal matters too. When someone signals for a comfort stop, the lead rider should acknowledge and start looking for the next safe pullout. There's an unwritten rule: no judgment, no questions. We've all been there, whether it's too much morning coffee or that gas station burrito making its presence known. The signal has evolved to include emergency levels. A slow pump means soon would be good, while rapid pumping translates to find somewhere now. Remember, we're all human, and even iron-butted long-distance champions need these stops. Pride has no place when comfort and safety are at stake. If you're finding this helpful, smash that hype button, YouTube's newest feature that helps channels like mine reach more viewers who need this info. Number 9. Refreshment stop. Fuel for the rider. When a rider makes a thumbs up gesture toward their mouth or helmet area, they're signaling it's time for food or drinks. This signal emerged from the practical reality that dehydration and hunger directly impact riding ability. Studies show that even mild dehydration can impair reaction time by up to 20%. That's the difference between avoiding an obstacle and becoming one. The gesture mimics drinking from a bottle, making it instantly recognizable even to riders who've never seen it before. The evolution of this signal reflects changing attitudes toward ride management. Back in the tough guy era of motorcycling, stopping for anything besides gas was seen as weakness. But as touring and long-distance riding gained popularity in the 70s and 80s, riders recognized that proper hydration and nutrition were essential for safety. The Motorcycle Safety Foundation now recommends drinking water every hour during hot weather rides, making this signal increasingly important. Different riding groups have developed subtle variations. The basic thumb to mouth means general refreshment needs. A thumb specifically to the helmet chin bar often means water specifically, while a more elaborate eating gesture suggests a meal stop. Some touring groups use a coffee cup gesture, making a C shape with the hand, when they specifically want a caffeine stop. Smart riders also recognize this signal as an opportunity for social bonding. Unlike gas stops, where everyone's on different schedules, refreshment stops let the group relax together, share stories, and strengthen the camaraderie that makes group riding special. The timing of refreshment stops requires judgment. Experienced ride leaders watch for signs of rider fatigue, wandering within lanes, delayed reactions to pace changes, or riders sitting up more frequently to stretch. When you see the refreshment signal, it's not just about food. It's about giving everyone a chance to reset mentally and physically for the next segment. Number 8. Police ahead, the helmet tap. Here's the signal that transcends club colors and riding styles, the universal helmet tap warning about police ahead. When you see a rider tapping the top of their helmet with an open palm, they're giving you a heads up about law enforcement activity. This gesture originated during the heightened police scrutiny of motorcycle clubs in the 60s, when riders needed a discreet warning system that wouldn't attract additional attention. The helmet tap specifically references police headwear, creating a visual connection that stuck. Today's helmet tap serves multiple purposes beyond ticket avoidance. It reminds riders to check their speed, ensure their registration and insurance are correct, and verify their helmet meets local requirements. In states with varying helmet laws, this warning can prevent citations for riders crossing state lines. The signal demonstrates the motorcycle community's solidarity, riders warning each other regardless of what they ride or whom they ride with. It's common to see a Harley rider warning sport bike riders, or vice versa, because the brotherhood transcends brand loyalty. The protocol for this signal extends beyond just group rides. Many riders tap their helmet to warn oncoming motorcyclists about speed traps or checkpoints ahead. The effective range is typically within 2 or 3 miles of the police presence, though riders in rural areas might extend warnings further. Some riders use variations. Circular motions above the helmet indicate aerial enforcement, while pointing at the helmet then ahead suggests visible patrol cars. There's an ethical component worth discussing. While some view this as undermining law enforcement, most riders see it as promoting safer riding. The helmet tap makes everyone more aware, encouraging legal speeds and proper riding behavior. It transforms potential negative encounters into reminders about safe legal riding. After all, the best interaction with law enforcement is the one that doesn't happen because you're riding responsibly. Number 7. Formation changes, single file and double file. Group formation signals orchestrate the complex dance of multiple motorcycles moving as one unit. When the lead rider raises their left arm with one finger pointing skyward, they're calling for single file. Two fingers means double file, riding side by side in a staggered position. These signals trace directly to military motorcycle units from World War I and World War II, where precise formation meant survival. Military dispatch riders developed these techniques for maintaining communication and mutual support while navigating dangerous territories. The physics behind formation riding explains why these signals matter. Single file reduces wind resistance and allows maximum maneuverability on narrow roads, through construction zones, or in heavy traffic. Each rider follows the exact path of the leader, crucial when navigating hazards or uncertain surfaces. The formation typically maintains 2-second spacing between bikes, giving adequate stopping distance while keeping the group cohesive. Mountain roads, with their blind corners and changing elevations, almost always require single file for safety. Double file, technically called staggered formation, revolutionized group riding when adopted widely in the 70s. Riders position themselves alternately in left and right wheel tracks, creating a zigzag pattern that provides multiple advantages. This formation shortens the overall group length to 40%, making it easier for cars to pass safely. Each rider has an escape path to either side, and the staggered positioning improves visibility for both riders and surrounding traffic. The ideal stagger maintains 1-second spacing to the rider directly ahead, 2 seconds to the rider in the same wheel track. Formation discipline prevents the accordion effect where gaps constantly expand and contract. This dangerous phenomenon causes rear riders to alternate between acceleration and braking, increasing fatigue and accident risk. Proper formation signals allow smooth transitions that maintain steady speeds. Experienced groups practice formation changes in parking lots, understanding that precision during these transitions can prevent dangerous situations on the road. Number 6. Turn signal on, the forgotten blinker. Unlike modern cars with self-canceling indicators, most motorcycles require manual signal cancellation, leading to the embarrassing and potentially dangerous eternal blinker situation. When a rider extends their left arm and repeatedly opens and closes their fist, mimicking a blinking motion, they're alerting you to check your signals. This brotherly warning system emerged in the 50s as motorcycles gained electric turn signals but lacked the automatic cancellation mechanisms that were becoming standard on automobiles. The danger of leaving signals on extends beyond mere embarrassment. False signaling confuses other drivers, potentially causing them to make dangerous assumptions about your intentions. A car might pull out thinking you're turning when you're actually continuing straight. Following riders might position themselves incorrectly for a turn that isn't happening. Statistics from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration indicate that confusion about rider intentions contributes to approximately 7% of motorcycle-involved accidents. This simple hand signal helps prevent those misunderstandings. The mechanics of why motorcycle signals don't self-cancel involves handlebar design and turning dynamics. Cars use steering wheel rotation to trigger cancellation, but motorcycle handlebars barely move during normal turns. Countersteering, where you actually push the handlebar in the opposite direction of your intended turn, makes additional auto-cancellation mechanisms impractical. Some newer touring bikes have distance or time-based cancellation, but most riders still manage signals manually. Proper signal etiquette within the riding community treats this as a no-judgment courtesy. Even experienced riders occasionally forget, especially after lane changes or gentle highway curves. The exaggerated opening and closing fist motion ensures visibility at highway speeds and through mirrors. Veterans perform this signal reflexively, often accompanying it with pointing at their own signals first, then at the offending rider. It exemplifies how riders look out for each other, transforming potential hazards into simple, friendly corrections that strengthen community bonds. Number 5. You lead, come. Changing the pack leader. Leadership rotation keeps group rides safe and enjoyable for everyone involved. When a rider extends their left arm upward at a 45-degree angle, points with their index finger at a specific rider, then sweeps forward, they're designating a new leader. This choreographed transition emerged from touring clubs in the 1960s who discovered that lead rider fatigue significantly increased accident risk during long journeys. The pointing component eliminates ambiguity about who should assume control, while the forward sweep clearly indicates the direction of leadership transfer. Leading a group demands intense concentration, constantly scanning for hazards, monitoring traffic, checking mirrors for the group's status, navigating the route, and setting appropriate pace. Research from the Motorcycle Safety Foundation shows that mental fatigue from leading can equal the physical exhaustion from riding for twice as long in a following position. That's why experienced groups rotate leadership every 30 to 60 minutes or at major route changes. The lead position requires judging road conditions not just for yourself, but for varying skill levels throughout the pack. Different scenarios trigger leadership changes beyond simple rotation. Local knowledge matters. The rider most familiar with upcoming roads should lead through their territory. Weather changes might put the most experienced rain rider up front. Mechanical issues could necessitate pulling the troubled bike up front where everyone can monitor it. Some groups designate specialized roles: the navigator who knows the route, the pace setter who maintains appropriate speeds, and the sweep rider who ensures nobody falls behind. The protocol for smooth transitions involves several steps. The current leader signals the change well before it's needed, typically at a straight visible section of the road. The designated new leader acknowledges with a nod or wave, moves into position during the next safe opportunity, and the former leader seamlessly slots into the vacated position. This orchestrated movement maintains group cohesion while preventing dangerous confusion during the vulnerable transition period. Number 4. Speed up and slow down, controlling the pace. Pace management through hand signals keeps groups together while maintaining safe legal speeds. The speed up signal uses an extended left arm, palm facing up, with a lifting motion like they're raising something from below. For slowing down, the palm faces down with a pressing motion toward the road. These mirror image signals evolved from natural human gestures, lifting for increase, pressing for decrease, making them intuitive even for riders encountering them for the first time. The necessity for pace signals goes beyond simple speed changes. Groups naturally stretch out over distance as individual riding styles emerge. Faster riders pull ahead while cautious ones lag behind, eventually fragmenting the group. Traffic lights can split groups, requiring catch-up acceleration once regrouped. Highway merging demands quick speed adjustments to find safe gaps. Construction zones or weather changes need immediate pace modification that brake lights alone can't communicate effectively. These signals provide advanced warning, allowing smooth adjustments rather than abrupt changes. Effective pace management considers the entire group's capabilities. The fundamental rule states that groups ride to the comfort level of the least experienced member. This isn't about going frustratingly slow, it's about finding the sweet spot where everyone rides within their abilities. Pushing newer riders beyond their comfort zone doesn't make them better, it makes them dangerous. Statistics show that most group riding accidents involve riders exceeding their skill level trying to keep up. The frequency and timing of pace signals matter tremendously. Excessive speed changes create the accordion effect, exhausting riders with constant adjustments. Skilled leaders read traffic patterns, anticipating when speed changes will be necessary and signaling early. They understand that maintaining steady, predictable speeds reduces fatigue and increases safety. The signals should be deliberate and held long enough for the entire group to see and process, remembering that rear riders might be dealing with traffic or checking mirrors when signals are given. Number 3. Road hazard, danger in your lane. Road hazards that barely concern cars can be catastrophic for motorcycles, making warning signals potentially life-saving. When riders point with their left hand for left side hazards or their right foot for right side dangers, they're identifying specific threats in the roadway. This dual-method system developed from the necessity of maintaining throttle control. Your right hand must stay on the grip, making foot pointing the only option for right side warnings. The foot point might seem awkward initially, but it keeps riders stable while providing unmistakable directional information. Common hazards requiring signals include potholes that can bend rims or cause loss of control, gravel or sand that reduces traction to near zero, oil slicks that are virtually invisible until too late, roadkill that can deflate tires or cause crashes, and construction debris like metal plates or loose materials. What four-wheeled vehicles might not even notice can send a motorcycle sliding. A pothole that would just jar a car could launch a rider. Gravel in a corner that might cause slight car slippage could result in a motorcycle low-side crash. The technique for effective hazard signaling requires precision and timing. Point directly at the hazard with sustained, deliberate motion, no vague waving. The signal should come early enough for following riders to react, but not so early they forget before reaching the danger. For extended hazards like gravel sections, riders might maintain the signal longer or repeat it. Some add stabbing motions to indicate particular severity. The foot point for right side hazards should be smooth and controlled, avoiding sudden movements that could upset balance. Modern riders have refined these signals to include intensity indicators. A calm, steady point suggests routine caution. Vigorous, repeated pointing indicates serious danger requiring immediate attention. Some groups develop specific signals for common hazards: a wiggling hand for loose surfaces, a chopping motion for railroad tracks, or a circular motion for roundabouts. Number 2. Stop and pull off. Critical safety signals. The stop signal could literally save lives by providing clear advanced warning of deceleration intentions. Extending your left arm downward at 90 degrees with palm facing backward creates an unmistakable halt gesture that transcends language and cultural barriers. The pull-off signal differs completely. A sweeping motion from extended arm toward the shoulder indicates the group should exit the roadway. These fundamental signals predate electric lighting on motorcycles, originating when hand signals were the only method of communicating intentions. Before electric signals became standard equipment in the 60s, these gestures were legally mandated for all vehicles. Early motorcycles from manufacturers like Indian and Harley-Davidson came with detailed hand signal charts as part of their owner's manuals. State vehicle codes formally adopted these specific positions by the 1920s, standardizing them across America. Even today, these signals remain legally acceptable alternatives when electrical systems fail, and every state's driver education program still includes them. The biomechanics of these signals maximize visibility while maintaining control. The stop signal's downward position with backward-facing palm creates multiple visual cues. The arm position, hand orientation, and contrast against the rider's body all communicate deceleration. The pull-off signal's lateral sweep clearly indicates sideways movement off the travel lane. Both require exaggerated, deliberate motions held long enough for surrounding traffic to process and react. The timing should be at least 100 feet before the intended action, giving following vehicles adequate warning. Emergency situations demonstrate these signals' critical importance. Sudden mechanical problems, road obstructions, or weather changes might require immediate stops or exits. Electric signals might fail precisely when needed most. Bright sunlight can wash out LED signals, making them nearly invisible. These hand signals provide redundant communication that could prevent rear-end collisions. Groups should practice emergency stops and pull-offs regularly, ensuring everyone knows the signals and can execute them smoothly under stress. Number 1. Left turn, right turn, and legal requirements. Here at the foundation lie 3 basic hand signals that aren't just suggestions, they're legal requirements every rider must master. The left turn uses a straight horizontally extended left arm with palm down. The right turn requires your left arm bent upward at 90 degrees at the elbow, fist closed. The stop signal, which we detailed earlier, completes the legally mandated trilogy. These aren't arbitrary positions, they're specifically codified in vehicle laws across all 50 states and have remained unchanged since the early 1900s. The historical significance of these signals cannot be overstated. In 1904, William Harley and Arthur Davidson passed each other on Milwaukee streets, exchanging waves that would evolve into motorcycling's communication system. As motorcycles proliferated, states recognized the need for standardized signals. By 1927, these exact gestures were incorporated into the Uniform Vehicle Code, making them legally binding. The consistency across over a century reflects their effectiveness. They work regardless of technology, language, or riding experience. Legal requirements vary by state, but universal principles apply. If your electrical signals malfunction, hand signals become legally mandatory. Riding without signaling intentions violates traffic laws in every jurisdiction. During licensing exams, demonstrators must prove proficiency in all 3 signals. Law enforcement officers can cite riders for improper signaling, with fines ranging from $100 to $500 depending on jurisdiction and circumstances. Some states require hand signals in addition to electric signals during group rides exceeding certain sizes, recognizing that increased visibility prevents accidents. The cultural impact extends far beyond legal compliance. These signals created motorcycling's universal language, enabling safe group rides, charity events, and cross-country tours. They transformed motorcycling from solitary transportation into a social activity. Riding schools dedicate significant training to proper execution. Insurance companies offer discounts for advanced courses emphasizing signal proficiency. Manufacturers design controls accommodating signal execution. These simple gestures connect today's riders to motorcycling's pioneers, maintaining traditions while enhancing safety. There you have it, every essential hand signal from the must-know basics to the insider gestures that'll make you part of the riding community. Remember, these aren't just fancy waves, they're your lifeline to safer riding and better communication on the road. Practice them in your driveway, use them every ride, and always keep that left hand ready to signal. Whether you're preventing accidents or just letting someone know their blinkers on, you're now part of a tradition that's been keeping riders safe for over 120 years. Stay safe out there, keep the rubber side down, and watch out for your fellow riders. If this video helped you become a safer, more connected rider, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, because knowing is half the battle, but riding prepared is everything.